Welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen. How are you doing today? I've been under the weather. Not physically, but more mentally. And I mean, if you are close to me, you probably know, like, part of the problem. But anyway. So I was just kind of wondering, and I hope you will take the time to answer this question in the comments below. But what do you do when you are overwhelmed with life? What do you do when you're just done, you know? What do you do when you're just done? When you just, it's all it takes to get up and get dressed and, I mean, get coffee. Although I know my voodoo doctor says if you can't get out of bed, that's very, very, very serious. Like, get help. Well, get help when, before that. But, but what do you do? Soaping has been my recovery, my backup, my take my mind off reality, sort of say. And some days I know I find myself immersing myself into it so much that I don't even do anything else. Like, it might not be just soaping, because you know how short soaping is, an hour or so and you're done. But there's more to it when you're trying to sell it. There's, I keep track of my batches and my recipes and what my cost is per batch and what my cost is per bar and what my cost is per ounce, because it gives me a good ratio for sales and stuff like that. I, keep my batches of my other stuff that I make. Then there's labeling, and if you know my computer, the dial-up computers, when it was dial-up, that, okay, you could go make a pot of coffee and come back and it would be maybe up. That is my computer now. It is what it is. It's what I got. And, but there's label making and, all this other stuff to it. I can immerse myself in that aspect for hours, but it's not healthy, because then I find myself not wanting to soap, it's just too much effort. It is. I have a recipe and stuff to go. I have these boxes from my mom, so I stick all my oils and what I need in there, and then I just take it out to the kitchen, and it's just too much. So then what do? Well, then I read, but what do I do when I can't read? Because there are those times I just don't want to read. I don't want to do a damn thing. Well, then I play some mindless game just to keep me distracted. Yeah. But what do you do? What do you do to get yourself out? What do you do to comfort yourself, to help yourself past reality? That's a hard one, isn't it? It's a hard one for today. But today we are doing, as for the video, we are doing, what are we doing? Oh, purees. We're doing purees. When I first started soap making, okay, and I got into like researching, how do you use pumpkin in a bar? I did make a, I gotta tell you this. So I made this bar a long time ago with my son, and it was supposed to be pumpkin spice, okay? Because it had pumpkin puree. I'll get to the purees in a sec. And it had some spice oils and some spices, and it turned out cute, but I had ended up with stearic acid beads. Okay, if you know what that means, they're little tiny beads in the soap. It's an aesthetic thing. Now I would have been like, I don't care. Right, but then I freaked, and so I remelted it down. Okay, so all the cute layers were okay. Anyway, in the end, it looked like a scotcheroo. I kid you not. It was a scotcheroo bar. We're doing the Solid Baby soap bar with carrot puree and calendula flowers, and yeah, I think Maybe it doesn't have calendula flowers in it. That's the soap paste. Sorry. I have to cut this. Baby salad bar with carrot puree in it. Beautiful bar. And that's what we're doing today. So 3 things. Dream big, be true to you, and you are worth it. Let's go check out the video. Into the soap. It's actually carrot and buttermilk. Baby facial. Baby or facial soap. Sorry about that. And it has, I don't know why I said buttermilk. It has a cream, heavy whipping cream that has been frozen. Just because you know what, I could have scorched it. It wouldn't have mattered because the carrot gives it a really pretty color. But it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, I wanted to show you how you can mix up cream into your soaps with the lye. So if it's frozen, it doesn't get as hot. Okay, it will get hot, but it won't get as hot. If you want it to scorch for color, natural color, you can do it just straight from the, because the cream is cold anyway, but I just wanted to show you this. This is a typical thing. People actually, there's one girl that freezes ice cubes, and that's her lye water, because then you don't get the fumes and everything with it, okay, that you don't want to breathe in. Very, very bad for you. But, yeah, so this is nice and chunky. The thing with using heavy whipping cream is that, so my super fat for this is like just a regular 5%. But that cream, we all know, has fat in it. So it's going to boost my super fat up because of the fat in the cream. And there is a way to figure out, if you want to know what it is, but I really don't care. So there's no math today on that one. Anyway, yeah, so looks chunky. I know it looks chunky, and we haven't even hit the puree part yet. But don't worry, the soap heats up, and it all, liquefies beautifully. Very, very beautifully. Because it heats up, so it melts those fat additives, and who knows, I'm probably putting all fat in there. I don't know how much, but like I said, I don't really care. So here is my carrot puree, which I made myself. I cooked the carrots, I blended the carrots, I ran them through my immersion blender, not my soap one, my food one, very, 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 very thoroughly, because you don't want chunks, easy scenario, buy baby food. Just make sure there's no sugar. Actually, who cares if there's sugar in it, but there shouldn't be sugar in baby food. Just make sure it's or it's carrot and water, not a bunch of additives, okay? That's a simple solution for you. And, it was kale and clay mixed in, so, yeah. And then I'm just going to make sure, this is going into a basic mold. There's no colors. There's no scents. Just going to, blend it up well, which I cut out because my camera was really low. So all you saw was the top of the immersion blender. So, yeah, it's such a short video, but that's okay. It's okay, right? Shorties are good. So, yeah, this is my plastic mold. Remember, I used it for the tea. Was it black tea and something? Black tea and whatever. Yeah, that one. Yeah, and then I rushed it. So I made sure. Oh, here's the thing. So I didn't pop this. I did not pop this because all that cream in there, it would have heated up and it could have not exploded, but made a volcano. Didn't want to do that. I just wanted it to nice, cool off slow. I froze it after it was done, okay? 12 hours later, whatever, 24. I froze it just to get it out of the mold. And I should have waited to cut it. I knew better. I have to screw something up in this video, you guys. So I cut it right away. And, Yeah, look at my sides. Oh, I could have cried. Yeah, I just can't do anything right. But I did fix them. So I let it set. I let it set out like half hour, can't remember anymore. And then I did go back and fix the sides as best as I could. Okay, see? I just picked up the extra stuff and smoothed it out. And, soap is forgiving. When you cut it this early, soap is forgiving, which is great. Super great. So then I was going to cut it with a knife, and I was like, nope, we're just going to get the wire cutter and try and keep this as pretty as possible. I like the mold because of the swirl pattern, and it tells you where to cut. It's like idiot proof. I do have a problem cutting it though, because I want it to come out of the mold. So if it's not a hard bar, or if I didn't wait long enough, which is what happened with the black tea one. But no, this one came out super, super well. It's cutting very, very well. I can't wait to try one. I might have to cut one in half and then give one to my daughter for my grandson. And then I'll test it out as a facial bar. I'm really picky with facial bars. I know that's stupid, but I'm really picky. I don't know why. Right? But anyway, yeah, so just gonna smooth these out after I'm done cutting them. Okay, so about the purees, I was going to talk to you about just a little bit about this. They usually say 1 pound puree, 1 ounce puree per pound of soap is the ratio. It's a good guesstimate. Mine was just a tish higher than that. But what you want to do is the amount of the puree that you have, you want to subtract it from your water. Because like I put my puree in later, I subtract it from my overall water because you don't want too much water in there, so that it doesn't, cause spoilage or take forever and to cure and stuff like that. Just a little itty bitty tip for you. So subtract it. Like I run about 38% water ratio, and so my overall water, whatever I use, 1 ounce puree, let's pretend, subtract it from there. Let's say it's 6 ounces of water, subtract the 1 ounce for the puree. So I would add 5 ounces of water to my lye solution, to my sodium hydroxide, and then the carrot puree I would put in with my kaolin clay at emulsion or trace, whichever. So okay, got it. Yeah, it's a little confusing. Now these bars are going to actually darken up. They're not going to be this pretty creamy white. They are actually going to darken up a little bit more to a tannish orangish color. It all depends on how much water was in your puree and how much carrot puree you had, and the kaolin's going to bring it down. So, but yeah, so there you go. The carrot and cream baby soap. Hope you had a good time. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.